Hey guys, what up? Lindsay here, and today I really want to discuss why we cut ties with previous placement, why the boys aren't allowed to talk to her, see her, or anything. Shit definitely went down. I know I discussed it a little bit within the blog, but I do think that just change it up and do video. Plus, I'm super animated. I'm in your face. I'm loud. I'm obnoxious. I know I'm not for everyone. I don't really care. I think I'm hilarious, especially when I get into my rants. I think I'm fucking hilarious. But anyways, yeah, I was adjusting my bra. Okay. So. When we first heard about the boys, right? They were in care for 3 years, in the same placement for 3 years. We were ecstatic because my husband works for the department, so we know what goes on. Also, too, we have friends that have fostered. He has coworkers that have fostered. So we kind of know the deal that's going on. For a kid to be in the same placement for 3 years, like that is amazing because a lot of times kids disrupt. Parents can't take them. The foster parents can't deal with them. Maybe they don't get along with other children. There's so many reasons that kids are disrupted that they usually bounce from home to home, or they bounce from foster care to bio parents back to foster care and whatnot. So when we heard that they were in care for in the same placement for 3 years, we were like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is going to be easy for us. It's going to be a breeze. We're not going to have all these traumas, all these different behaviors. The worst case scenario we're going to have is we're just going to have to instill boundaries, rules, and structure because they were with an older placement that they needed older kids. They needed either babies, not even babies, because that's like at the pinnacle peak of their development. They needed older kids that they can actually handle, not like a 1 and 2 year old running all over the fucking place, acting like a bunch of goddamn animals. Do you know what I mean? So there we go. So we were super excited. And I will say, when I first met foster mom and the foster placement, they were super nice. A bit aggressive in the passive aggressive department, but super nice. It seemed like she was doing everything she can. She was super patient. I've heard nothing but good things because we found out about the boys through one of my friends. And so she was like, yeah, she's super nice. She's super patient. She's had other foster children and she's just so patient. So I'm like, oh my gosh, we're going to have a breeze. These behaviors are going to be awesome. Wrong. We're still finding out shit and how inappropriate this placement was, how she put her needs in front of the kids' needs, like all around. It was so highly inappropriate. We're still learning new things. Like, this lady should have never have had a license. She should have never have had a license. And Carson has so much trauma. It is ridiculous. We thought we were only going to have to deal with his PKU, and now Carson, who is 5, almost going to be 6 in July, has the mentality and emotional state of a 2 to 3 year old. That's about the time he was removed. He was removed when he was 2.5 years old. What the fuck did this foster mom do the entire time she had him? He should not. If she legitimately cared about him and met his needs and did all this, he wouldn't be acting the way he does now. There is just so much trauma that we're dealing with. I literally have to treat him like a toddler. And I have to treat him like a toddler until he gets all his needs met so he can move on, and then we deal with the next step. But long story short, this should never be a situation that we're dealing with now. It just blows my mind. I'm just so upset, especially too when you learn new things. And a lot of things we have to do is speculation off of his behaviors, off of how he acts, off of how he doesn't act. And this is all from like therapy. And then also too trying to figure out what's going on, because God knows I've been fighting for a neuropsych for how long? I mean, Jesus Christ, I've been doing this video for like 2 hours because I keep stopping, and when I try to move on, I can't combine the 2 videos because it wouldn't let me, but whatever, that's besides the point, rambling. Okay. So, we first meet the boys, right? the first red flag was the fact that Warner was sitting in a piss-filled pull-up. And not just any piss-filled pull-up. He had to have been, like, that pull-up was so fucking expanded and full of fucking piss. It was disgusting. Like, if he peed again, there is no way that he wouldn't have been leaking. If he, whatever. And I see it and I'm just like, oh, you had to have been sitting in this pull-up for a while. But I didn't say anything because I didn't want to piss off foster mom. And to be honest, I didn't know the ins and outs. I didn't know like how much say she had and what she thought about us or anything like that. Like, I didn't want to ruin any chances of getting these boys into our care or adding them to our family or anything like that, right? I just didn't want to ruin any chances that we had. But within about like 30 minutes to 45 minutes, I had enough and I had to been like, all right, he needs to get changed. What's up, girlfriend?
Hello.
Hi.
Are you doing a live?
It's a video on YouTube. It's not live.
Oh.
I can go live though. I probably should go live.
Yes, you
but
should.
people are like keep calling me about the neuropsych for Carson. I know.
For like questions or for real life?
No, literally for real life. I'm trying to get Carson scheduled for his neuropsych.
Thank you.
Oh, cool. Good talk. Love you. Bye.
Let me show my pretty face again.
Oh, you're pretty. No one thought that was pretty. That's Joe, by the way. So anyways, piss-filled diaper finally say something, and good God. So then we start doing transitional visits where they actually spend a few days and they actually spend the night at our house, right? Please explain to me, first of all, I want to tell you that we live 45 minutes away from previous placement, okay? And she goes and tells me, Warner has severe separation anxiety. He just can't move on. He can't do anything through the day because his attachment to me is so intense that he has meltdowns all the time. And I'm thinking, what the fuck did you do to this kid for him to have that much severe separation anxiety? Like, come on. But whatever. And she's like, so if he has any meltdowns, can you bring him home and you can keep Carson? And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Are you fucking kidding me? No, you mean to tell me you want us to just drop whatever we're doing because he's having a fucking meltdown, drive 45 minutes to go drop him off and drive 45 additional minutes back to our home with just Carson? No. Like, who in their right mind think that that is a good idea? No. If he is having a meltdown, we're going to deal with it as a family. We're not going to just drop him off because you have separation anxiety, not Warner. You have separation anxiety. Hi. Yeah, can I finish this one real quick? Can you guys go upstairs and watch some TV? Oh, you can give me like a few minutes so I can finish this video.
Okay.
Can you guys go upstairs really quick and then I'll call you down? Oh my, I would love for you to tell me something, but can you do me a favor and go back upstairs just for like 3 more minutes? Ugh, I should have the door closed, but I don't because I need to hear if they're killing each other. Okay, and I'm not gonna edit this shit out, but whatever. I need to edit things. Okay, but anyways. And I'm thinking, no, we're going to deal with this as a family. I am not going to drop him off because you have separation anxiety, not the other way around. And you know what? He did have a meltdown, but guess what he had a meltdown on? Because we told him to stop messing around with his toothpaste and toothbrush. He literally lost his shit over that. And when I told her that he had a meltdown, she's like, oh, do you mind telling me what it was about? Did he miss me? No, bitch, he didn't fucking miss you. I was so ecstatic to be able to tell her that his meltdown. And the thing though too is she was really upset that we kept them another day. You literally could tell how upset oh my God, I can't talk. How upset she was because they were having fun. They didn't want to come back. They wanted to stay another day. Nothing of like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that they're wanting to stay. Like, this is great news. Like, I think this is going to be awesome, blah, blah, blah. It was like, oh, poor pity me. Oh, they want to stay. Well, I guess if they want to stay, they can stay. I mean, I really wanted to see them. Fuck you, bitch. It's not about you. It's about the kids. It's about the motherfucking kids. Anyways, so then I'm being nice and I'm updating her throughout the day, right? and sending her pictures, giving her updates of what's going on, what we've been doing for the day, just so she has like a peace of mind to be like, oh my God, they're in a really good place right now. No. Oh my God. I finally had to stop texting her updates because every single picture I sent, every single text I sent, she like either literally dissected or she had some stupid backhanded comment or some dumbass passive aggressive comment to make. You know what I mean? She couldn't have been like, oh my God, I'm so glad they're having such a good time. You guys look like such a great family right now. Like, thank you so much for sharing this with me. No, it was dumb comments. It was like backhanded comments. Warner had this Snoopy outfit that he wore that he wanted to wear all the time. We only allowed him to wear it as a fucking pair of pajamas. Why? Because they were fucking pajamas. And we sent her a picture and she's like, oh, those are actually not pajamas. It's an outfit, but I can see how you can confuse it as pajamas, but it's literally an outfit. And so he should be wearing it as an outfit. Fuck you. First of all, is it an outfit for a newborn? Because if it's an outfit for a newborn. It is not an outfit for a fucking 3-year-old. So then I go and I look at the size, 18 to 24 months. 18 to 24 months. What kind of outfit are you shoving a 3-year-old in? Seriously. Those shorts look like Daisy Dukes. The shirt didn't even cover his belly button. And you're going to give me some salty ass comment about how she can see how I can confuse it as pajamas? Bitch, no, they're pajamas. You throw clothes or you give clothes away that do not fit the kids anymore. You don't keep just shoving them in shit. Like, God, those shorts were so short. Oh my God. I will post a picture because I was like, I went around to my coworkers. I was like, are these pajamas or is it an outfit? And the consensus was it was pajamas, and very short pajamas as it was. Like, his pajamas he has are longer than this fucking outfit, but whatever. Whatever. I'm bitching about that. So I started to give her like updates, like once a day, maybe once a weekend. And yeah, even that wasn't enough. Oh, I miss the constant updates of how they're doing and blah, blah, blah. Okay, I don't have time to spend more time updating you on what's going on than spending time with them and bonding with them. Like, the fuck? So they don't even want to go back. We get back, we drop them off from our first transitional weekend, and it happened to be Memorial Weekend. So we're basically at our 1-year anniversary of having transitional visits with the boys. They don't run to her. They don't say hi to her. They want to get back in the car and they want to go back home with us. She immediately scoops up Warner, starts caressing him and kissing him and whatever she's doing. She doesn't let him go. She completely ignores Carson, doesn't acknowledge him, doesn't do anything. And we go in the house and we're there for like an hour, right? Because we're talking, we're learning more about the PKU. She's telling us more of the history as much as she can, blah, blah, blah. And Warner starts mean mugging us. Like, his demeanor completely 100% changed. And he is mean mugging us. And we're like, what's up, buddy? Don't look at me! Buries his head in her shoulder. And she's like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. You're home with me now. You're back home. No one's going to hurt you anymore. No one's going to hurt you anymore? What? I'm hoping that you weren't insinuating that we were hurting him, because he was fine with us. He acted like a normal 3-year-old, a hyperactive 3-year-old, but he acted like a normal 3-year-old. He wasn't no moody ass motherfucker when we had him. He sure as shit didn't act like that. And why are you condoning that behavior? He is 3. You need to be telling him, hey, you do not talk to adults like that, let alone your future mom and dad. Like, that is not how we roll. You don't sit there and encourage it and let him know, oh, you're safe here. No. But no, you sat there and coddled him the entire hour we were there. And I immediately looked at Rob and I was like, yeah, this isn't adding up. This isn't cool. Like, we left that house. And honest to God, I was like, there is no more contact after this. Except for the contact that we have to have, we're cutting ties. Like, we're not dealing with this. No. Because if he's that attached to her, He's never going to know that we're his parents if she's constantly in the picture. Not that we had plans of her being in the picture, because we were pretty upfront. We let her know that we would stay in contact, but this wasn't like we're going to hang out on the weekends or anything like that. Like, she would be like a distant grandparent. We would invite them to like first day of school, like graduations, maybe birthday parties, but that was about it. That we have our own families. I have my parents, Rob has his parents, we have brothers and sisters, we don't know. No, and it's not like you're a good influence on these boys. So why would we keep you into the family? So things just weren't adding up, right? And I said in a blog post, and I wrote about it, how she literally was hoarding stuff so she would have a reason, because once they moved in, well, first of all, I go and pick them up for the very last time, and she lets me know that Warner had a meltdown. Warner had a meltdown and he didn't want to leave. He wanted to stay with her. He didn't understand why he was leaving with us. And I'm like, that's so weird, because Warner doesn't really cry. Like, he does, but he doesn't. And I'll get more into that, because he cries on command. Explain to me why a 3-year-old cries on command. Please explain that to me. I know the answer to that. And says that I need to be gentle and blah, blah, blah. And in my head, I'm like, he had a meltdown over you? Did you make him cry? Like, I'm thinking, no, you made him cry. You made him cry, and that's what's going on, because she didn't want to tell me at first. Oh, nothing, never mind, never mind. Well, tell me now. You just made this big old deal. Tell me what you want to tell me, because now I'm going to get irritated if you don't fucking tell me, right? So we go to pack up. The boys don't even go to give her a hug. I had to go tell them to give her a hug, because they're not going to see her anymore. The way Warner kissed her made me uncomfortable, and I wasn't even over there. Long kisses on the lips. Not long a hug. Long kisses on the lips. So I'm like, whatever. And it was weird, because we're driving home and have the boys did mention, oh, well, when we go back to so-and-so's, no, you're actually staying with us. But that only lasted like a day or two. And you know what? They were confused. They were living at a home for 3 years, and now they're in a new home. Of course, it's going to be awkward for them. They're going to be a little weirded out. Not once did Warner ever cry. And Warner would be like, well, we're going back to blah, blah, blah's house. No, you're actually staying here forever. Remember, this is your forever home. We're your new mommy and daddy. You're not going back to her house. Never once did he cry. He just looked kind of like puzzled, like he was processing, right? He didn't sit there and cry. He didn't have any meltdowns. And literally, they probably asked about her for a week, and that was it. And they didn't even really ask for her. It was just like in conversation of, oh, well, when you drop us back off at her house. Or it would be, oh, so-and-so gave this to us. Or, oh, we went there with blah, blah, blah. That literally was the extent. It wasn't like, oh, I miss this person. I want to see this person. It was nothing like that. So, yeah. So we had a PKU doctor's appointment that she had to go to because they needed information that I didn't have. So we did like a joint, and she was just so out of it. She would look like super depressed, which whatever. I'm not in the business of being a bitch, but the kids' livelihood come first. Their needs come first. Like, I care about their well-being. I don't care about your well-being. Sorry. And if what's best for them is you not being in the picture, I'm going to do that. And I don't care if your feelings are hurt. I don't care if you're depressed. I'm not going to fight with you. I'm not going to have you talk to me like I'm some kind of fucking idiot. Like, it's just not going to happen. And one of the reasons too we didn't want her around is she completely disregarded what we said to do with the boys. She picked up Warner, and I specifically told her not to pick him up. He can walk. She completely disregarded what I said and did whatever she wanted. And then when we were in the doctor's office, they were running around like a bunch of goddamn animals. And she thought it was cute. No, it's not cute. It's not cute that they're running around everywhere. They need to sit down. There's a video game over there. They can sit their happy ass down and they can play the video game. They don't need to be climbing on the windows, climbing on chairs, doing this, throwing that, fighting. Like, no. There is a time and a place, and the doctor's office isn't one of it. it was in one of those times. And so we ended up doing that. And then we noticed that she was hoarding things because she would randomly text us and be like, oh, I found this. I'm going to come by and drop it off so I can see the boys. No. If you have something to drop off, you can drop it off at my work or you can drop it off at Rob's work. You're not dropping it off at our house. And the biggest thing we should have fought this is she brought the boys to our house one time because the case manager was so fucking dumb. He didn't understand that we were licensed and I had to tell him like 50 times. So we had 2 supervised visits when we should have only have had 1 when we met them. So she had dropped them off to our house and, okay, sorry, screen guys are coming to install screens. So she already knew where we lived. And so she was hoping that she can come by and drop off stuff and see the boys. No. You completely had such a disrespect for us as new parents. There's not a chance in hell I'm going to let you near these boys right now. I don't care if you spent 3 years with them and you had Warner since he was 1. No way in hell. So she was all pissed off that she had to drop stuff off at our work. And she dropped stuff off at my work the first time. And there were things that I, like Warner's insurance card, this and that. And she was a very organized person. So the fact that she randomly found Warner's insurance card was like, no, I know what you're doing. But she immediately started crying and said that she didn't know what she did to prevent us from stop talking to her. And I told her that we're not updating her on her time. We're updating on my time, and that she can send me all the text messages in the world. It doesn't mean I'm going to answer right away. We're like bonding as a family. We're dealing with strep because she allowed the boys to sit and poop for hours at a time. Carson's butt was so fucking raw. And we dealt with that for 6 months. Strep in the butt because of her. And she's like, well, he never told me. Are you the adult or are you the 4-year-old? Because even when my daughter wasn't potty trained and she was in pull-ups, I constantly asked. And if she told me no, I was the parent that looked. Don't tell me that he didn't come to you. Well, like, what are you doing? It's because you neglected him, but whatever. So, long story short, she, honest to God, thought that she was going to hang out on the weekends and we were going to invite her to come over on the weekends to see the boys, and she was going to watch the boys, primarily Warner, when we were at work. And I finally told her, no, like you have to respect us as a new family, and they were complete animals when you were around. Like, they need to know that we are the mom and dad, and they're not going to do that when you're constantly in the picture because you had them for 3 years. I don't agree with your parenting style, so you're not coming around. Give us 6 months to a year and then we can revisit. And she started crying and said, well, is it because of the boy that we're currently fostering? Because he's going to start going back to his dad's, and so we'll be open on the weekends. And I was like, no. I was like, all right, our expectations aren't aligned, so I'm going to be completely upfront with you. No. You're not going to be a part of their lives right now. We need to bond as a family. We might be able to revisit this later, but now is not the time. And so she cried and I didn't care. I honestly didn't care. I'm here to provide the best lives possible for the boys. And if that means to cut negative energy, if that means to cut negative influences, if that means I'm cutting someone who created so much trauma in my boys' lives that I need to remove you from their lives, I'm going to do it. And I don't care. And I'm not going to sit here and feel sorry for you. So from that day on, I stopped talking to her. I ignored her. I didn't want to talk to her. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't respond to her messages. And it got to the point where she was texting us all the time, asking when she can meet them, asking how things were going, randomly sending us pictures with her in them, like we were going to keep them, and then would send us mail. Literally, she sent us a picture of Warner printed out, and basically said something along the lines of, I don't know what I did to make you cut me out of their lives cold turkey. I just hope that they're as happy as Warner's happy in this picture, or some bullshit. And I'm just like, we are dealing with like seriously a single white female status. Yeah, and it got worse. And we cut her out. We eventually had to get a restraining, not a restraining, but an order of injunction on her. That's a whole nother video because we're at 25 motherfucking minutes. But that's pretty much why we cut her out of our lives. Like, she was cut out of the lives basically by the time the boys were moved in. I didn't want to deal with her. And now I never want to see her. Like, I'll get into detail about that too, but she was not what was best for them at all. Carson they both have trauma. Both have extreme amount of trauma that they shouldn't have. So I'm going to end this video because I've been rambling for 25 minutes, almost 26. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, bye.